So every organization needs inventory. If you're a manufacturing business, you need inventory of raw materials, parts, supplies. If you're a retail business, you need inventory of merchandise you can sell to customers. Even if you're a nonprofit organization like us, University of Oregon, we still need a lot of inventory, like copy paper, writing supply, many other things for our everyday operation. So all these items need to be counted, need to be paid for, and they need to be planned for. If you don't have enough, you won't be able to function very well. If you have too much, it will cost you a lot of money. So the key is to find that best trade-off points. What's the balance between having too much or too little? So here we have two sides on the slides. On the left-hand sides are all the reasons you don't want to have too much inventory. And on the right-hand side is all the reasons you want to have a lot of inventory. So let's look at the left-hand side. So first, when you have inventory, you will incur cost for holding them. So this is called inventory holding costs. So these are related to, for example, if you buy inventory and need money, and where does the money come from? Most likely you're going to borrow from the bank. So that's going to have some interest payment. So you have to pay for the cost of capital. So that's inventory holding costs. There's also a storage and handling cost. If you have them in your warehouse, you have to pay for the storage, pay for the workers to manage them, move them around. Um, and then you have to pay taxes on many items. You have to pay insurance, right, to make sure if there's a fire, you still got the covered. And many times things got broken, got stolen when they're in storage. So these are called shrinkage. So all these factors on the left hand side makes you want to have smaller amount of inventory because they're costly to have. On the right hand side, you want to have more inventory because of these reasons. First of all, customer service. If you are running a retail business, you want to have enough merchandise for sale on the shelf. If you don't have enough, then customer won't come. So that will affect your customer service level. Ordering costs refers to the cost you have to pay every time you place an order. That's not the merchandise itself, but it's for things such as transportation inspection. So let's say you order some material from your supplier. Every time you order that, you have to ask your truck driver to go there to pick it up, right? Whether you order a full truckload or a half truckload or just a couple boxes, you have to pay that driver to drive to your supplier and come back. So that's what we call ordering costs. So this ordering cost is related to placing order itself, getting the things from your supplier to your warehouse. So usually this ordering cost is a fixed amount for every time you place an order. So if you order too frequently, then you're going to pay a lot of ordering costs. So you want to reduce the number of ordering, you want to reduce the frequency of placing order. So in that case, you want to order more every time. So that's how ordering costs will give you an incentive to place bigger orders. So you order less frequently and you pay less ordering costs. If you're a manufacturing business, the flip side of ordering costs is what we call setup costs. So if you want to, let's say you want to make 1,000 pair of shoes, you can make it in one shot. So you only need to set up the assembly line once. But if you want to make it in 5 different batches, then you have to set up the production line for 5 times instead of just once. So that gives you incentive to make the whole thing in one batch if that's possible. So that gives you the incentive to keep more inventory. Many times the labor and the equipment they cost you money to set up. If you don't use them fully, it will cost you for the unused capacity. So that also gives you incentive to utilize these labor and equipment fully by producing more products every time. We already mentioned transportation costs. Sometimes if you buy in bulk, you can get a better price from your suppliers. So that also gives you incentive to place a bigger order. So in summary, on this slide, you see the trade-off between the incentive to keep a smaller amount of inventory and incentive to keep a bigger amount of inventory.